What's good, YouTube? You're back on S Motorsports. Today we got a muffler comparison on the LQ4 Trans Am. Okay guys, like I said, today I am changing mufflers on the Trans Am, getting ready for Power Tour 2025, and yeah, my current setup, pretty dang loud, and I'm not gonna survive a whole week with the muffler that's currently on it, as it is quite loud cruising on the highway. So I got a different oval muffler. I'll show you what I picked up, and we'll do a little comparison. We'll do some decibel readings with my decibel meter, and kind of see how they compare and give you my overall opinion as hopefully how much it cuts the noise down by. So let's take a look at what I got. So I picked up a Vibrant muffler. This is, I'll show you the part number here. Woo, what is it? It's 1137. Okay, so it's a 4-inch ID, through the center, 15-inch body, 20-inch overall length, 5x9. So I basically found the biggest muffler that I could. I did look at Magnaflow as well, but that muffler was a little bit smaller. And basically, if you want to cut the noise down, you want to maximize the muffler volume that's packing material in there. And this is the biggest muffler that I could find pretty easily that wasn't like super custom or anything. So you can see it's a straight through design, perforated core, but this is an oval design, and I currently have the Magnaflow 4-inch inlet and outlet, but it's a round muffler and it's 6-inch diameter. So calculating out the muffler volumes, this is roughly double the volume that the Magnaflow muffler is. So I'm gonna get some sound clips of the current setup, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison once I get the other one off of what they look like. We'll throw this one on, get some sound clips as well. And then as an added bonus, I picked this up, which is a little muffler silencer, maybe for like the trip on Power Tour, like see if this cuts the noise down, and some packing material to wrap around this. Have no idea if this is actually gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm not sure how the car is gonna like that because it's quite the restriction down to 2 inches, which it may not work at all, but we're gonna try it. First, let's start off by getting some sound clips of the current setup with the Magnaflow 6-inch round muffler. All right, I also wanted to mention that I got the decibel meter basically 1 meter away at roughly, I'd say, 16 inches off the ground. And I'm just doing this to make it consistent for sound testing purposes. So let's start up the car with the Magnaflow muffler. Put this in without any insulation on it and see what it does. Oh wow. Difference. Okay, like you saw, it is pretty loud in its current form with the Magnaflow 6-inch round muffler. We were seeing upwards of 107 when I was revving it or holding it at 3,000. I'm not really sure which one because I had it on the max setting value. But also just at idle, once it was warmed up, it was roughly 88, 89 decibels. And it was a cold start, so that was 90, just over 90 decibels, so pretty loud. So I'm curious to see how it sounds with the vibrant muffler. So let's take the vibrant muffler out of the package and take a closer look at it. So like I said, this is what I picked up. It is pretty nice quality from what I can tell. We're gonna definitely, let's see, I thought there was a seam, maybe not. Okay, seam. We're gonna put that seam towards the back, so it's nice and smooth in the front. Otherwise, it looks really good. I'm just curious to see how much this cuts the dB by, because like I said, this is roughly twice the volume, and so we'll see. I'm gonna just rip the old muffler off. We'll get this installed, and then we'll do another sound check. But also, impressively, just throwing that sound silencer in without doing anything else, without even putting the matting material I got to put in, it actually cut the sound level quite a bit. I just don't know how the car is going to like it driving around with that big restriction in the exhaust. So we'll have to try that as well. So let's get this swapped out and do the next sound test on the vibrant muffler. All right, we got a side-by-side comparison. I'm actually surprised that this is shorter. I thought they were supposed to be 20-inch overall length for both of them. Let's measure it quick. What do we got? Yeah, we got just over 20 and a quarter, and this is 19. I'm surprised by that, but yeah, hopefully this fits okay, because I'm not sure if my pipes are going to be long enough for that. We'll give it a shot, but let's take a look at the inside. Perfect. You can kind of see the perforations, start a little bit ways down. Good number of them. It looks pretty good. Nothing really too much. Honestly, they look the same. I mean, actually, now when I'm kind of comparing them, you can see the spaces in between the holes. There's a decent amount of space in between the holes. Now we come to the vibrant. The holes are more tightly packed. So that alone should be quieter, plus the bigger muffler should be quieter as well. So let's get this thrown on. I am going to RTV it a little bit to try and seal it up, and we'll try it out. All right, guys, new muffler is installed. It looks pretty good. It was a little shorter. I had to re-drill a hole and put a little different screw in there and flip that bracket because it was just a little bit shorter. I still have clearance there, ½ inch or something like that. I think it'll be okay. If it's a problem, I'll have to basically redo this piece. It's just one bend with the bracket welded to it to get it over farther. But right now, that looks pretty good. So let's hear what this thing sounds like. Sun's kind of out, so I had to do a little bit different angle on the camera so you can see the gauge. All right, guys, there you have it. It did cut the decibel sound level by roughly 3 dB, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I think like 3 dB is like, I don't know, it's like half the volume or something like that. It definitely sounds a little bit quieter. It definitely still is pretty rowdy for sure. So we're not losing the coolness factor there. But I was hoping that it would be maybe a little bit quieter. I have to drive it yet, and I'm gonna let the RTV cure a little bit more. And I actually have to go help build season over on his truck because he had a little oopsie on his engine, and he needs some help on that to get that ready for power tour. So I'm gonna head over and help him out. But so we'll have to try the silencer a different day, and I'll include that in this video. But hopefully that can quiet it down. That seemed like that had a pretty big change, just putting it in the tailpipe. But just not sure how it's going to drive and how the car is going to like that being restricted down so much. But if nothing else, this did take the edge off maybe a little bit. I'll be curious to see what highway speed sounds like. All right, guys, it's been a few weeks or maybe even months since I shot that video. And, it took a while to get around to posting this, but I did do the power tour with the Vibrant muffler installed. And I am happy to say that I am pretty happy. It performed really good. It toned down the exhaust just a little bit to make it bearable for driving 2,000 miles, but definitely likes the party still. I don't have any intention of putting the Round Magnaflow muffler back on, as I feel like it's just a little bit too loud. I think the oval muffler is a little better setup. So if you're debating about, getting a 4-inch exhaust type system and you're wondering, round muffler, oval muffler, I'd honestly definitely go with the oval muffler because it is still plenty loud and it still sounds really, really good. It just cleans up the exhaust a little bit, the pops a little bit. It still definitely does pop and make some good gurgling noises, but it just cleans it up and smooths it out a little bit. So super happy with how the exhaust setup turned out. Let me know in the comments if you guys can tell a difference. Honestly, they sound pretty much the same while editing the video, but there was a noticeable volume change with that. So let me know in the comments and make sure to share this video and give it a big thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.